Alter will lead them back through the trial once again, looking for the green flag. Alter with another great restart. That car's a rocket on restarts. Looks like he's going to drive away by about 2 or 3 lengths to 1 and 2.
I gotta admit, he's kind of been the guy to watch on restarts. A little bit that I've run with him in other series. He's just waits. You catch that outside guy, catch the outside guy snoozing a little bit, and he'll capitalize on it. But here it is, Talladega, so they'll be right back up on him in a heartbeat.
And they're filed in 2 by 2. Really hasn't changed much since the start of this run.
We got Jeremy Davis there paired up with Eric pretty good, giving him a nice good push there through the tri-oval. So we'll see if Jeremy Davis can live up to his reputation and maybe stake out a win at the end of the night. He's always been pretty good in the late model shootout series, and he's been pretty good in just about anything else he ran. He's had a lot of success here on iRacing.
On the backstretch, looks like the number 13 car, Daniel Defler, looking to the outside of Fayash. Decides very against that. He's going to drop back in line going into 3.
Probably a smart move this early in the race. There's plenty of laps to go. No need to force anything that's not there. Then again, he may just be exploring his options for later on, trying to figure out just how much that car is going to cooperate in that third line, see if he's going to make a move later on.
I think I figured out why we didn't know Bob Dion was in the race. He actually isn't running his normal 88 number. He's running number 6 today. So the K-Love car is actually out there.
All right. I was wondering about that. Bob's pretty well attached to that 88. I'm not sure about the number change tonight, but I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason to it.
Definitely. We'll have to ask him about that later.
Got a couple nice
leaders are 2 by 2.
Like they're just settling in, finding their nice little running mate, get some laps in, and figure out what they have, where they have it, and when they need to make their move here.
Oh boy, 3 wide through turn 2 here, the 46 car. That's Ron Quincell. We've got a wreck at the front of the field, trouble at the front of the field. We've got a car upside down. Looks like Jeremy Davis, he's on top of a car. This might be our first big one.
This is going to be collecting a few cars. Jeremy Davis was trying to move up to the high line, just got turned into that outside wall, came back across the field. Collected a number of cars there in the backstretch.
And we're going to have our first large group of resets being used at this point.
Well, that in itself may be a blessing in disguise. A lot of these guys use up that one reset. Maybe a little more thought and foresight that goes into the latter half of this race.
Yeah, coming down the backstretch, it looks like Fayash gets into the back of Davis and lift the rear end of the car up, just maybe hit him a little bit too hard, just didn't square him up just right, and Davis goes in the outside wall right in front of the field.
Yeah, absolutely collected a number of cars. Kevin Myers caught up in that, Bob Dion caught up in that. It looks like John Michael Jeanette also got a piece of the action there.
I see Thomas Matiers in it. Looks like Jeff Conover's also caught up in it.
Looks like as well as Chad Lang caught a piece of the mayhem, just trying to squeak by on the bottom, got a piece of a spinning car.
Just a big mess on the back stretch there. Looks like Kevin Walker also has damage. I'm not sure if that's from a previous incident, but something happens here. Oh, looks like he got through okay, so I mean he's got damage from something else.
He was, about the lap prior, he was running awful high by himself, so he might have got a piece of a car or a piece of a wall trying to get back down into traffic.
So here we go. Looks like a lot of guys, I don't know if they're going to use their resets. They're just are looking to get damage fixed here, but quite a few guys into the pits.
Pit road is going to be one busy endeavor this time around. Hopefully that's our one and only. We'll get it out of the way early and give some of these guys a second chance. We'll give you a quick recap of our top 5 following that caution. You got Eric Alter, still your leader. Stayed the class of the field thus far on the restarts. That's pretty much helped him the first couple laps under green. Chad Detailer running second there. Made it through that melee, along with Mike Kierstead and Scott Rutherford, as well as Ron Quincell. Ron looked like he initially got a piece of that, but it looks like he got it straightened out and drove through the smoke, so to speak, to end up in the 5th position here. It doesn't look like he picked up too much damage on that.
Yeah, Ron was in a precarious position just prior on the previous corner there in turn 2. He was in the middle, 3 wide. Was kind of talking about it just before that incident happened. But yeah, being in the middle when a wreck happens in front of you, boy, that's a tough task for anyone to get out of that without a scrape.
It's a dangerous, hairy situation. You get into those 3 wide runs with multiple cars nose to tail. It's almost impossible to fall back in line. And unfortunately, the middle group is inevitably the ones that ends up suffering. They kind of end up having to spread out and duck in high or low wherever the opportunity presents itself.
Just checking here, looks like the only car left on pit road is Thomas Mateer. I know he caught he hit that wreck pretty hard. So Jeremy Davis looks like he's reset. He's back out rolling around.
A couple cars in here with some minor damage. Might have caught a piece of some other individuals checking up. Chris Beck, a little bit of rear end damage from that. Looks like somebody might have got a piece of him when he was checking up. Looking over Ron Quincell's car pretty good. Thought I saw him pretty sideways down there on the lower end of the back straightaway. It looks like he actually made it out of it okay. No real visible damage here, so good move on his part. Good driving, Ron.
Definitely. Just a little information here. Looks like Fayash, he didn't go into he went into the pits, but he did not take a reset. His car has damage. He was actually part of the cause of that accident, getting in the back of Davis. So he looks like he has damage on the right front and a little bit of damage on the left quarter panel. It'll be interesting to see. He was obviously a very fast car, and it'll be interesting to see if he can get near the front or just see what he can do with that damaged car. I guess he's saving his reset for later.
It might not be a bad strategy. Feeling we may or may not be done with this another big one like that, so to speak. And he's in a good position right now. He may not have the best car up front, but he can definitely push somebody to the front and hold a nice top 5, top 10 spot until he can get around and maybe use up that reset later on.
Definitely. You know, it's interesting with the wreck happening because of the bump drafting. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys adjust, you know, knowing that they can lift a car off the ground and end up causing a big accident like that.
And the integral part of the bump drafting is UI and many other people know. But for those that don't, you really have to be, especially with these COT cars, you got to be squared up on the guy in front of you. The slightest movement back and forth by the person in front of you or the guy behind you, it will really send you one way or the other. And at Talladega, these speeds, this tight-knit group, big things happen quick, as you just saw.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's an art. Bump drafting is an art. It's tough to do, and these guys make it look easy. But as you can see, I mean, those are two of the best drivers out here, Jeremy Davis and Andrew Fayash, and they caused the first big one, bump drafting. So that's how hard this actually is.
No room for mistakes here. High speeds, really nowhere to go. And Jeremy Davis, it would have been a slightly smaller incident, maybe if Jeremy had been able to stay high, but once he got turned, he was along for the ride, came back across the field.
Absolutely, and we go green again with Alter leading. We're going to go back into turn 1, and again, Alter shoots away from the field.
Another good restart by Eric Alter. He's going to get it's about a car length and a half. We'll see how long he holds on to that and how quick this group behind him catches up again. There they go. If they follow the leader, try to find a way around.
Back in the pack, looks like Fayash, he's caught in the middle now. Rusty Arthur kind of shoved him down, out of the top lane, and went by him on the outside. Now we've got 3 cars in the middle of the pack here. Very close racing.
Yeah, this middle groove, kind of getting freight trained out of it. Chris Beck kind of found himself in the middle, trying to work his way back to the high line. Chad Lang there with Fayash right behind him. And we got another spinner.
Trouble again, looks like Sean Hall. We've got a car in the grass. Fayash is caught up in it again. Conover's in it. Oh boy, we're just piling them in now.
I bet you he's counting his lucky stars there. Glad he didn't use that reset on that minor damage, because he's definitely going to need it.
I see Van Meter's caught into getting his car's crab walking. That'll probably end his day.
Go back there. Relay. Looking like the 99 of Scott Rutherford there just kind of got into the 42, turned him right down into the 86, and it was all over from there.
Looked like Detillier got up a little bit high, and Rutherford was looking for the pass, and Detillier wanted to come back down and get back in line. And looked like Rutherford was already there, and there they went.
Another unfortunate situation. A couple of these guys just used up their resets. Obviously, we mentioned that Andrew Fayash had not yet, so he still got a chance to get a quick fix and get back out there and still be competitive. But Britt Van Meter again caught up in something that wasn't of his making, and he's probably going to suffer it and end his night tonight.
It's actually interesting. Quite a few drivers had gotten past the initial spinner, and it looks like John Michael Chanette catches a little bit of the wall, probably on the brakes really hard, trying not to hit anybody, and he's the one that actually catches the rear end of Fayash, and then he goes up into, it looks like he hits Jeff Conover, and then there's more wrecking behind them.
Yeah, and when you're that far back, it's almost not the second group, but the third group that gets the worst of it. Something will take place in that second group. The third group has already seen the first incident, plotted their plan of attack to get around it, and something else happens that close in front of you that you're not expecting. There's virtually no time to prepare for it. As you can see, Britt Van Meter getting caught up in that kind of last second. Thought he had the first right figured out. All of a sudden, there's another one right in front of him. Not much he could do for that one.
Yeah, it looks like Ted Quincell, he had actually gotten pushed into the grass. Looks like he had gotten shot into the grass, and as he was coming across, that's what caused the second Van Meter crash. He gets caught in that action.
Yeah, Britt actually looked like he was going to be able to thread the needle there, but last second he just kind of got caught up. He almost made it between the 35 like Kevin Walker and the 84 Ted Quincell.
Yeah, Steve, let's see if we can get a word with Andrew Fayash, or Fayash. I always say his name wrong. I apologize, Andrew. See if we can get a word with him down here and see what he's thinking after getting caught in his second wreck of the evening. Hey, Andrew, it's Bill and Steve up in the booth. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty interesting, I guess. Not too bad, though.
We noticed you didn't use your first, your one and only reset in that first accident. Looks like that was probably the best thing to do at this point, since you just got caught up in another incident.
Yeah, the odd thing is that the first wreck, I get why I didn't get much damage, because, kind of lagged out as we were wrecking there. And actually, that's what caused the wreck. Jeremy was blinking a little bit when we were racing, and I went to bump draft him, and we didn't actually have contact till I was halfway through his car, and it just lifted him off the ground. But when we were wrecking, I didn't really hit much of anything, and it was fine. This wreck here, I thought I clobbered the outside wall pretty good, but everybody's telling me it looks fine and the wheel's straight, so I'm going to feel it out again. Kind of wait till fuel mileage till we could pit for fuel here to fix it.